Let's see. Let's see here. Now, y'all give me a second here now. Make sure everything's set on here. After 10 o'clock on the East Coast. So this here for the West Coast. Because a lot of time the West Coast don't get to be a part of these. Some of the West Coast, especially if you're in LA, West Coast still in traffic. Coming home in traffic. And I'm be off the grid. I might get to shoot a video, I don't know, but I'm be off the grid for the next few days. So I said, let me pop on here. And I had went on YouTube. I was uploading a video and it was like, hey, you need to go live at least once a week. They have like the little suggestions for you. And I'm like, you know what? I'm glad y'all reminded me because I be posting videos, so I be forgetting to go live. I really don't be thinking about going live. But being I'm gonna be off the grid for a few days, I might get to shoot like 10, 15-minute videos when I'm just kind of chilling. But wanted to pop on here, and this for the Blessed Tribe, as y'all notice, the people in the chat have the symbol by their name, which is Blessed Tribe members, just loyal supporters. For those y'all who not in the chat, who can't chat, these here's like Q&As and little chats for the Blessed Tribe members. And shout out to the Patreon members because Patreon app just don't be working for me to upload videos. I just don't understand how these people do these businesses to where if you go Google how much money Patreon has raised, I'm pretty sure it's in the tens of millions at least, and they still don't have an app that allow you to shoot a video and then upload a video from the app. So and that just it is totally against the way I move because I shoot a video on my phone and then I upload it on the YouTube app, and I could upload a video from my phone that's an hour, 2 hours long on the YouTube app, but the Patreon app, it's like kids in college coding it or something. They still don't let you upload long videos. Article: President Biden taking $4.5 million loans on a $350K home, sharing based on your last videos. Yeah, they say that he done refinanced it like 20 times or something. But you could do that when you Joe Biden. He probably was doing it before presidency, but even now, if he could do it, just because what you got to realize with them loans, you know what he could do, we can't do because it's different color skin too. Because when it comes to them loans, it ain't just about the numbers; it's also about the underwriter. So if the underwriter look like, oh, you good for it, they'll overlook other stuff, and so they know he good for it. They know he gonna be able to come up with it, even if it's campaign funds. Whereas for us, they'll look at our job and be like, nah, we ain't finna give you no 4.5 million worth of home equity 20 times over on your 350K house because you just got this little job that could let you go. Aisha, it is a Q&A. And thank you, Mariota, for your support there. God bless you. I've been posting videos with no comments off. And so, and you know, it's annoying. I don't like it, but I'm like, hey, I got to do what I got to do for my mental health. And y'all understand it too, because, you know, especially for y'all ladies, because a lot of ladies, y'all be like, y'all ain't got a lot of women friends. And then I'm on here with 450,000 women because my audience on YouTube is 95% women. So it's like, y'all got to understand when I turn them comments off because I'm dealing with 450,000 women. it don't be that many, but even if it be 10,000, it just be overwhelming sometimes. Just our amount of comments be coming in, and just, you know how sometimes people say stuff that just, it's so crazy. You don't know whether to like slap them, slap yourself, jump off a bridge, or what. And it just be like, my goodness, like, so it just mess up your mental health sometimes. So I have to do that. But I come on here, and the reason why I do these right here, that I do these because for the Blessed Tribe, although you have subscribers, it's different when you go that extra mile and you support, you know, me and the channel. And so I just appreciate y'all for doing that. And free vote for decades. Yeah, I agree. It's be like, I don't even be hearing from them folks. I don't even be hearing from them folks. And I done heard the lady, the assistant, what's her name? Vice President. I done heard her talk like 2 times. I'm like, man, they really just checked the box with her, because she don't get to say nothing. It's like, when Barack was in the office, I seen Michelle on more tours than the vice president be on tours with Biden. They got her on a short leash. They like, man, we ain't finna have this woman out here talking. She might go mess around and start doing her sorority steps out here. I said, man. But now I don't know if y'all seen this, and I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's AI. But I wanted to touch on this and just tell y'all, like, this is why I try to help women understand, and it just, some women don't want to get it, and think that I just be saying stuff trying to excuse the behavior of men. And it's so many times I see that stupidity. But the thing about it is I understand men. And I'm gonna get to your question next, but I seen today, and I don't know if this is real, but it was people on TikTok reporting on it, because my wife sent it to me. Somebody was trying to hack my TikTok today. I guess because I don't post on there enough, they trying to hack it, and they already got 50 million fake pages of me on TikTok. And TikTok too young for me, too childish for me, so I just don't like posting on there. And it's too playful, I'm too serious for it. But I seen to where they say this man in Central Florida, which he making Florida look bad. It looked like a black man who, it looked like they say he took the life of his mama, the mother of his child, and his cousin. And it say because his mama or the mother of his child found out that he was on the down low. Joya, that's real. Okay. I ain't seen no article, but my wife sent me 2 different videos with people talking about it. And I know now they've been doing fake news with AI, because it was this AI video that was about this black man that said he took the life of this white girl who was getting ready to go to prom. But then people say it was fake. Like, I went to Google and couldn't find no articles. And then my wife said she went to Google and it looked like it was fake. And it was saying because his son's life was taken by police. Say, well, the women were taken out, but it's all speculation about the reason why. Okay. But I'm gonna tell y'all, this is what I try to tell y'all. So here you got this man. They showing a picture of him. He looked like a heavyset version of me. The way he had his beard looked like a heavier set version of me. And I try to tell y'all in a heartbeat, I already know 100% I'll take me a life. And I try to help y'all understand that, because a lot of times y'all get confused and y'all think that, oh, because you were a man and because you look nice and you look friendly, that you won't bust a grape. And I try to tell y'all that you got to remember what these countries is doing. When you look at these countries and what they got these countries doing, you look at around the world. I ain't even gonna say the countries, but you see what they doing. Who you think they got doing it? Everyday men. These countries is not sending robots to do the work that they have them doing against another country. When you see what's going on, these are everyday men. These men was sitting next to you in class, and now they going and doing the work for these countries. So what I try to help y'all understand is it don't matter how nice a man look. It don't matter how sweet a man look. It don't matter how, whatever term you want to use, just let him go. Let the man go. Don't go out. Don't stoop to his level to try to expose him on Facebook for cheating, for getting you pregnant, for cheating on his wife, for whatever it is. Just keep your class, stay at your level. It's a hot place in hell for him. So vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Let these soft, insecure, scary men go about their business. Because this is what you got to realize. It's women who is going about their business and still losing their life. It's women who is breaking up with a man to set themselves free, and they still losing their life because the man is an insecure man. And I try to tell y'all, a secure man will take a life. A insecure man will take a life faster. A confident man will take a life. A strong man will take a life. A weak man will take a life. Like, y'all have to remember that the streets of Chicago and the streets of Memphis and the streets of LA, a lot of this here death that's going on is 16-year-old boys taking lives. Do not play with no man. We going into this place of delusion to where it's so many women that is want to fight a man, want to push a man to the edge, want to test his gangster, want to get on Facebook and expose the man, and want to go to war with a man when you're not realizing that men are signing up to go do this stuff for a country that don't care nothing about them. So how much more will he do about his own name? It's not worth it. It is not worth losing your life to get in the muddy waters with an insecure man. Just take the high road and keep the breath in your body. And to y'all women who is single, pay attention. When you get in a relationship, pay attention to the signs early. Don't ignore no signs. Don't ignore no signs. Like what she just said right here. A man took the life of his wife because she wanted a divorce. Now, why you think she wanted a divorce? She wanted a divorce 9 out of 10 times because stuff kept piling up. A woman don't want to leave a good man. A woman don't want to leave a man who is doing what he's supposed to do, and he is a man through and through. A woman want to leave a grown boy. But see, what happened is, because women are nurturers, and because women are lovers, and because women succumb to societal pressure of being a wife by the age of 28 and being a mother by the age of 31, because women succumb to that pressure, so many women get into a relationship with a grown boy who is showing more flags than the Olympics and will overlook them flags just to keep a Facebook status that says married or engaged or in a relationship. You got to be okay walking away, because today your life is on the line. Your life is on the line. And the reason why it's being exacerbated more than 50 years ago, because a woman's life was always on the line. But the reason why it's being exacerbated more is because of the mental health issues that is being fed by our technology and our food. So I realized that the worst mental times that I had in my life was due to being metabolically unhealthy. And when you look at the lives of an average man today, your average man is metabolically unhealthy, meaning he is eating daily processed food. He eating processed food. He's smoking weed, which is a drug. They try to normalize it. They try to dumb it down. Marijuana is a drug. He's smoking weed. He's drinking brown liquor or white liquor or a bunch of alcohol regardless on a daily basis, alcohol every day. He is on social media for 3 hours a day. He is comparing his life to rappers and these other and scammers and men who showing money online. So he's feeling like nothing. He feel like knee high to a grasshopper. He's staying up past midnight every night, but he got to wake up and go to work the next day. He's on what he considers a dead end, deadbeat job. He don't like his coworkers. He don't like his boss. He feels like he has no potential, no future, no purpose. This is the life of your average man, of your average everyday man. And so what does he do? He gambles and he loses a bunch of money. So now he's angry. He frustrated. He smoked weed to numb his pain, to numb his trauma. Or he drinking alcohol. He running from his problems. I'm working on an audio book right now that I'm in partnership with some of the Blessed Tribe, and I'm working on this audio book addressing these things that the average everyday man is going through. See, when I started water fasting and dry fasting, outside of, people do stuff on Ramadan and do stuff on these different things, but fasting need to be a weekly routine. You need to fast 24 to 72 hours every week if you healthy enough to do it. And well, that's what's going to get you healthy, unless you got hypoglycemic or some type of medical issue. But when I started fasting, it gave me more control over my mind. And it started to develop discipline. So now, because I'm talking about this, there's a lot of other coaches and stuff that's fasting. They think I can't tell it, but there's a lot of coaches now that's fasting, coaches and speakers, because they done heard me talking about it. So now they fasting and they see the 10, 20 pounds I done lost. And now they starting to tap into the power of fasting and realizing how it's giving them control over their mind and control over their body. And that's what God intended. But see, today, men are slaves to technology, to the ease of vices. So now a man can get on his phone and he could order legalized drugs. He could order marijuana right from the app, right from his phone. I'm assuming he could get it on the app. I'm just saying. He could get on OnlyFans, watch these nasty booty women. He probably got a fake account subscribed to Tiger, looking at Dangalang. He get on Pornhub. He own OnlyFans and Pornhub, smoking weed, drinking brown liquor, and playing video games, and scrolling Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, Bumble, Hinge, Tinder. The man is on his phone 8 hours a day. He getting blue light all day. His sleep is just destroyed because of the blue light, because of the alcohol. He got food indigestion because of the processed food. And then he ain't really working out. And then the men who working out, they offsetting, they upending the workout because they on anabolic steroids. They on some type of steroid, or they on some type of dangerous pill, or they smoking weed, drinking alcohol. So it's like the workout is like doing nothing. And then not sleeping. And then you got a woman who want to test his gangster, who want to push him to the edge, that want to be bigger and badder than a man. And so men not having the cognitive skills that women have, men today more than ever are resorting to violence and taking lives. And so you have to, if you're a woman today, you got to protect yourself, because this is life or death. Every single day you turn on the news, there's another man who have taken the life of a woman. This is life or death. And the thing about it is, these men who are operating from their pain and from their trauma, they and got a podcast mic in their face, they don't understand that they are perpetuating the cycle, because they are bitter with women because of being cheated on or lied to or overlooked or mistreated. So you have men with podcasts who are waging war against the whole female race. And they are feeding the insecurity of other broken, hurting, lost men. So now men are going into their relationship and they are at war with their spouse or girlfriend who should be their teammate. They're making her an opponent. And their goal is to control her, to dominate her, or to manipulate and deceive her, or to use her. And women are the most gullible creation on earth. Absolutely 100% the most gullible creation on earth. Women are, and I'm speaking generalities, so understand the caveats and nuances if you are an adult with common sense. Women are the most gullible. I was watching the scamming channel on YouTube, and go watch Scammers Busted. Go type up Scammers Busted and send it to every woman you know, because women getting on dating apps and being scammed by men around the world. Men around the world are scamming women in romance scams. And women of all ages is giving life savings. I was watching this scamming thing today, They showing these scammers in Abuja, Nigeria, I think it is, and these men barely got internet. And one of the men had the woman he met on the dating app sell her house to send him some money. And they sending these women pictures of lieutenants and sergeants in the army, blonde hair, blue eyes, brown hair, blue eyes. And so these women thinking they is with this 6'3" army commander, and she talking to a man in Jamaica or Nigeria or Russia or one of the countries, Philippines, all over, and sending life savings. Hide your mama, hide your grandma. You got to give your mama, if your mama over the age of, I'll be honest with you. If your mama come from before cell phones, and some of y'all on here, some of y'all is on here and be getting upset with me. But you got to realize I got a mama. My mama's 60 years old. She might be 59. She done fell for it. Men online be asking for money, meeting men, and they be talking and then be asking for money and be sending prayers and devotionals and then be asking, do you got a phone you can send me? You got any of your son clothes? And they'll find out who I am and be asking my mama for money, for donations. And her just being nice, being whatever. Oh, he prays so good. Oh, he this and that so good. A man should never be asking to borrow no money from no woman. If a man needs some money, he need to go to his brother, his homeboy, his daddy. A man should never be asking a woman, especially no grown, musky man, and especially no woman that he not married to. And if he married, then he ain't borrowing it. But a man should never be asking a woman for money. It is too much opportunity out here, and it's too many ways to get it legally for a man to be leaning on women for money. A woman should never in her life give a man money that she would not flush down the toilet. If you would not take that money and flush it down the toilet, then you should not give it to a man. And that's just point blank, period. But it's so many women today that are so desperate and so lonely and so gullible that they are trying to buy a man with gifts, with money, with vacations. If a man asks you for money, you need to run. You need to run. And when I say money, I mean real money. And if he asks you for money, because back in the day, it used to be a test to ask a woman to get you something just to see if she ride for you. Like, hey, can you get me some shoes? Or hey, can you pick me up, a burger? Just to see if she ride for you. But you know what I mean when asking for money. If a man got to come and he asks you for $20 every week, he asks you, can he get a loan to his payday? And this the third time, you need to put your track shoes on. It's time to run. Because he is a beggar and he is a taker and he is a hobosexual. And this the thing is, y'all got to start better understanding these men, and you got to stop listening to these Jezebels too. And you got to stop playing with these men too. A woman should not be going back and forth with no man, fussing and cussing and arguing, because that man gonna get to a point to where it's finna get physical. And you need to be able to look and assess early on the red flags. And you got to be willing to be single. You got to be willing to be alone. You got to be willing to walk away. Because every single day, women losing their life from not being willing to walk away and putting up with so many red flags. And it's crazy. Like, I just be out and I seen a man the other day in the parking lot banging on the window because his woman done locked him out the car. And he banging on the window. and he looked like a Hawaiian or Pacific Islander, something like that. Could have been Mexican or Samoan. He looked at something like that. He bamming on the window. I see black men, white men of all races and colors out in public hemming up a woman. And I seen him bamming on the window. And I told my wife, I say, the crazy thing about it is we could be on one of them shows where they got the hidden camera to see who gonna do something. I said, but the crazy thing about it is we live in a world today to where people so messed up that you could go try to help somebody and end up losing your life. I'm not finna lose my life, and I got kids to raise for a woman who then chose this man, and you as a grown woman. The excuses, it's time out for the excuses, because there's always an antecedent behavior. It's always a precursor. A man don't go from 0 to 100. You're not finna meet a man and he treats you like a queen and you just bathed in love, and then one day out the blue he punch you in the eye. He's gonna show you signs. He gonna show you control. He gonna show you jealousy. He gonna show you dictatorship. He gonna show you a domineering personality. He gonna show you all of these things before he gonna yell at you, or he gonna curse at you, or he gonna call you out your name before he put hands on you. There is going to be antecedent behavior. Oh, that's my phone. And you got to understand this. And so me personally, I'm not finna lose my life. And I almost done lost my life because I got family that used to call me all the time. Oh, such did this. Then here I am. I'm out looking for a gun or got a gun. I'm getting ready to do a drive-by. Before guns, I'm squaring up, throwing hands, and then the family member be right back with the abusive man the next week. It's been times I done paid thousands of dollars to move a woman, first and last month's rent, to move a woman from an abusive man, and then he be right back living with her the next week. So this all I could do now is talk to you. This all I could do is talk to you. Anything you tolerate, you deserve. You got this as an adult, stop making excuses for yourself. You got to stop being a victim, and you got to open your eyes. You got to write you some affirmations. You got to learn how to love yourself. You got to learn how to set standards for your life. You got to learn how to set boundaries for your life, and you got to be willing to walk alone. You got to be willing to be single. You got to be willing to start all over. You got to be willing to raise your kids by yourself. You got to be willing to be laughed at, to be talked about, everything on Facebook, on Instagram, in the church. You got to be willing to tell your church, kiss my behind. Y'all not finna keep me in no abusive marriage, getting beat on and getting treated like the daughter of the devil instead of the daughter of the Lord. It's so many people like the pastor who looked like he swang both ways and talking about the Bible don't say you could leave for being beat on. It say only for infidelity. That right there sound like a man who want to choke his woman. Because if you could leave for cheating, then you could leave for being beat on. That's common sense. You ain't got to spell it out. It ain't got to spell it out. And the reason why it ain't spell it out, because at that time in the Bible, women could be beat on. A man could beat his wife at that time in the Bible. So that's why it don't say that. But the Bible says obey the laws of the land. So that means that if you breaking the law, you in sin. You not living a Christian lifestyle if you sinning. So if you a man and you putting hands on your woman, that's assault. That's assault and battery. You breaking the law, you in sin, you breaking in the covenant of marriage. Point blank, period. How in the world the church is accepting murderers and rapists, talking about God is a forgiving God, but then making a woman feel like she going to hell and can't get out if she divorce a man. You can't make it make sense. And women losing their life, and not even about losing your life, you should not even lose your sanity. Don't even let somebody take your sanity. You need to be able to speak truth to power and let somebody know, hey, you trying me like a crackhead. And that's your first time trying me like a crackhead. And that's going to be your last time trying me like a crackhead. I don't care if we got a football team of kids. I don't care if we got 50 businesses together. I don't care if we got 2 million followers together online. I don't care if we make millions of dollars together. You're not going to try me like no crackhead. And I'm going to be watching my back. I'm going to be on my pivot. And if you run up, I'm going to put some hot lead in you. Y'all got to start speaking up early instead of going through HE double hockey sticks and hot water and then trying to leave after you done wound up the Jack in the Box. See, this is what I try to tell you. Every time you let a man try you like a baser, you do a whine on that Jack in the Box. Every time he cuss at you and you let him keep cussing at you, you winding up that Jack in the Box. So guess what? When you finally get ready to where you get ready to leave, he explode. He pop up. He pop right out that box like a Jack in the Box. Because you have reinforced the behavior. So that's the thing is, but see, this the thing. Ignorant people call it victim blaming. It ain't about victim blaming. In order to not be a victim, you first got to be an adult who accepts accountability for your choices and or your lack of knowledge. So to avoid being a victim, you have to get knowledge. The Bible say my people perish because of a lack of knowledge. Women are dying because of a lack of knowledge. When you get knowledge about a man and how a man operates and how he thinks, how he moves, and you learn the red flags, which are the precursors, the antecedent behavior. When you learn these things, now you see it in the first month. So you leave before the man before he's been able to build an emotional and traumatic connection to your reinforcement of his toxic behavior. Because what happens is when a man is toxic and a woman forgives and she stays, she reinforces the behavior. And any behavior that is recognized and reinforced repeats itself. The way we teach humans how to treat us is no different than how we train a dog or how we train anything. You teach people how to treat you by what you stop, what you allow, and what you reinforce. Anything that you allow and reinforce, you are telling this person, this is the behavior I want to see from you, and this is the behavior I will accept from you. And when you do that, the toxic individual builds a toxic emotional connection to you. Y'all start to trauma bond. And this person only gets angrier. I understand this 100% better than 99% of therapists because I was this man. I done lived it. I am the book that a therapist read to get their degree. and to get their certification and license. I ain't got to go to school because I lived it. When you reinforce the behavior of a toxic man, all it does is enrage him more, because he's trying to emotionally destroy you and break you, but you're still standing. And not only are you standing, you are reinforcing it, loving him, and pressing forward. So what happens is, if he thump you with one finger and you forgive it and you stand and you press through, now he finna thump you with two, then with three, then with four, then it's a punch. Now he thumping you with five, and then it's this, and then it's this, and it just keep going. It keep going. It keep going. It's like an MMA fight. When you watch MMA, watch how they keep building on their combinations. That's the same thing a toxic lover do. Build on their toxic combinations, they violent combinations. They just keep building on it, building on it, building on it. Before you know, you being hit with everything in the book, everything in the book, until you ready to tap out. And if you wait too long to tap out, you're gonna lose your life. You can't worry about what nobody gonna think, because ain't nobody got a heaven or a hell to put you in but God. You can't worry about what your pastor gonna think, what your friends gonna think. You can't worry about protecting nobody's image. You can't worry about none of that. If you going through abuse, you need to leave, because you either gonna take the chance of dying trying to leave, or you gonna die if you stay. A lot of people say, oh, it ain't just that easy to leave. Listen, this life or death, what we talking about. This life or death, what we talking about. This Russian roulette, what we talking about. We ain't talking about nothing to where you just get to play in the face of it. You get to play with it. No, you gonna end up in a casket if you keep playing with it, and you can't entertain it. So if somebody get to, well, I just was watching the thing. I was watching the thing because the man got married to the woman, and he dragging her up on the stage. I don't know if she want to go up there and sit down, or she was talking to somebody, or she was taking her time, and he went to like pulling her, and he pulling her, and she like fall down, and then he just like let her go, like drop on the ground, and then he go sit down, like literally pulling her. Now it looked like they in a culture where the man could beat on the woman, because he doing this in public in front of everybody. So I don't know, he got CTE, dementia, something crazy with him. And it looked like they say her brother came and defended him, and uppercutted him. I mean, hit him with looked like he hit him with a two-hand volleyball bump uppercut. I was like, man, try to take that man head off. But I'm like, if this man will do this in public, at the wedding, in front of everybody, what in the world will he do in private? And this the thing. You can't, the shortest man, the skinniest man, the smartest man, the strongest man, the weakest man, the nicest man, the meanest man, every single man is capable of abuse. You can't put nothing past nobody. If a man show you the signs and he keep building on it, and you stand and you reinforcing it, you need to learn from it. And you need to realize, I got to go, or this thing here gonna take me out. And you can't worry about what nobody think. And the reason why I'm touching on this, because I seen the man, they say the ladies expose him for being down low. Now, I don't know if that's true, and I don't really feel like getting into it, but A man will take a life by it and he will die by it. His name, his pride, his reputation. So you can know something about a man. Just do yourself a favor and say, "Hey, I'm, this not working out. I think it's time for me to leave." And because this ain't working out. And you got to take your chances. You got to move stealth mode. You got to do what you got to do. You might have to go stay with somebody. You got to do what you got to do. And it is what it is. And so I want you to think about this and really ask yourself, what kind of relationship are you in? And is this relationship making you better, making you happier, making you stronger? Or is this relationship slowly killing you? And you got to do something. You got to get ready to make a move. And a lot of time, it's a lot of toxic people that they used to be like, "Oh, Tony, just tell everybody to break up." Yeah, tell them to break up if you toxic and abusive. That's common sense. Every day, all day, and ain't got no shame in it. Ain't got no shame in it. But if you're going through normal life stuff and you trying to work through normal life stuff with respect and peace and dignity, hey, I'm all for it. Stay together, keep working, keep doing what you're doing. But I never condone and promote somebody staying in something that's toxic. And that's the world that we live in. And that was crazy to see that. What I seen about the man, it looked like he took 3 women lives. And I don't know if all 3 of them were talking about he was down low or what they were doing or why he did it, but it's just crazy. That's crazy. And me personally, if I was the president, I'm bringing back for stuff like that. I'm bringing capital punishment. It's automatically capital punishment, and it just slow and steady. It ain't no quick little thing. It's no plucking off one fingernail at a time, one toenail at a time, then plucking out one eyelash, one beard hair, one leg hair at a time. It's finna be slow and steady. It's finna be a 3-week process for somebody stooping to that level. But that's what we seeing happen. And so I'm gonna tell y'all, the most dangerous creation on earth is an insecure man. Don't ever go back and forth with an insecure man. Don't ever argue with an insecure man. Don't ever stay with an insecure man. That is the most dangerous force on earth. And I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of the men who make up the armed forces, a lot of the men who make up the SWAT team, a lot of the men who make up the police force are insecure men. And the reason why is because insecure men want a weapon. They want a weapon. They want power. And you probably about 10 to 30% of them are confident, strong men. The rest are insecure men. And that's why we see what we see with unarmed men losing their life to a police, because that police is an insecure, scary, grown boy. He's not a confident grown man. Because a confident, strong man will look down the barrel of a gun and be ready to go. And will feel his feelings, but still know what to do with his feelings. An insecure man will be so scary that they'll take the life of an unarmed man. And they'll do even worse to a woman. So you got to realize and understand when you got a weak, insecure, broken man, because the man ought to want to protect you and take care of you and really understand that. And if you ain't got that, and the thing what you got to do too is you got to speak truth to power early. See, you can't wait to where you get so close to a man and you behind closed doors, and you done isolated yourself from friends and family, and then you want to try to speak truth to power, because now familiarity breeds contempt. So the man is so close to you that he'll put hands on you because he know you so well, and he know you inside and out. You his prey, and he done studied you. So he know how you move. And he know that you done built so much comfortability with him that you feel like you know him so well that you feel like, oh, he didn't mean nothing by that. But see, when you could speak truth to a man in the first month, in the first 3 months, in the first 6 months, and you could look him in his eyes and say, you know, you're not a man yet. You're a grown boy. You're not a man. And you need therapy, and you need to heal, and you need to find and seek out real men, and you need to talk to real men. See, when you could pick something up in this man and you could speak truth to power just like that, you ain't calling no names, you ain't yelling, you ain't screaming, you ain't cussing, you ain't saying it in front of nobody. You say it on a text message so he could read it 1,000 times. You say it on a voice memo so he could listen to it 1,000 times. But see, the thing is he don't know you yet. He don't know you well enough yet to be comfortable with trying to hurt you. So what he may do is cuss at you. He may cuss you out. He may try to hurt you verbally, but he don't know you well enough yet. But see, if you go to trying to tell a man this month 12, month 18, month 24, month 36, now he know you well enough to know what you can handle and what you could put up with and what you won't. And that's how so many women, they get so far in with a toxic man that they get into the belly of the beast. They in the lion's den now. And so now they in so deep, they in so far with the man that when the man crossed the line, they feel like, oh, I know him. And they feel like the devil they know is better than the devil they don't. And they feel like keep your enemies closer. And they feel like, oh, I know him. And I know he just angry. He just hurting. He ain't mean nothing by it. I got back up. I'm still walking. I'm still standing. I just got a little bloody lip, little black eye. But I'm strong. I'm tough. He need healing. He need to grow. And this is what the women telling themselves. But the man looking at it like, okay, I tried to do that. I ain't break her. Next time I got to do a little more. So the next time, that's why every time it get worse, it get worse, it get worse. It get worse, it get worse, it get worse. And so then it end up to where you're feeding the beast, you're feeding the monster. But if you could, in the early stages, before it get too far in, and you able to speak truth to power, what Nelson talking about, to where you able to say, I could tell that you hurting. I could tell that something happened to you and you taking it out on innocent people. You need therapy. You need to seek out real men and get counsel. And you got to say it to where, ironically, a man can hear a woman better knowing her less. Because we listen to strangers more than we listen to family. The opinions of a stranger affects us more than the opinion of family, because familiarity breeds complacency and or contempt. So that's why we will listen to a life coach but be letting what our mama or daddy say go in one ear out the other. And we'll come home and tell our daddy, hey, coach said this. And our daddy be like, I've been telling you that. What is you talking about? And be like, oh, you told me that? Oh, I ain't even know. I must ain't hear you. Or you must have said it different. No, said it exactly how you just said your coach said it. How the world you heard your coach and ain't hear me? So when you peak game early on and you could tell that this man is hurting and he broken and he insecure, you got to speak truth to power right then. You can't wait until he complacent and he comfortable, because now he just gonna brush you off. Now you just a nuisance. Now you just a nagger. Now you just a hater. Now you just somebody he need to lay down the law on. But before he really know you and before he really all the way comfortable with you, if you tell him, hey, I'm noticing something in your spirit, something in your demeanor, something in your behavior, like the way you talk to staff, the way you talk to waiters, the way you talk to customer service, like the way you treat people who are quote unquote less than you or beneath you based on your perception, it's not cool. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's not manly. And you need to fix that. But so many times women be like, oh, how do I tell a man this? You just tell him. Because what you got to realize is the world is harsh to men. So all a man has ever heard is the harsh truth from the real world. But he chooses whether to listen to it or not. And so you got to understand that. And this is the thing. Now, what Patricia talking about, Patricia, I know what you mean by this. But that's the mistake that women make. Is women call not speaking the truth love. But you actually, what real love chastises. Real love corrects. Real love holds accountable. So a woman being a ride or die is not love. That's self-hate. And that's what we have confused. So women say, oh, I loved him. I loved him. No, you didn't love him. You hated yourself. And so therefore, you enabled him. You coddled him. You reinforce his toxic behavior. But love speaks truth. Love holds accountable. So real love, that's why the Bible says God chastises those he loves, meaning he corrects, he punishes. God chastises those he loves. But we think that love is reinforcing, settling, and ignoring, brushing stuff under the rug. And so that's what you got to realize. And so you got to be able, and that's the thing, you might have to go on 50 dates with 50 different men to meet your husband. And a man can handle it, but you got to be able to read the man, and you got to know when to say it. You can't say it when you in private, one-on-one, in a heated argument. You say it in public on a date when he can't even show no reaction. He just got to hear you. Or you say it on a text message where he just got to read it. And you say it before he knows you inside and out, and before he know everything about you, and before he complacent. See, what happened is a lot of times women allow a man to make them cut off her friends and her family. And isolation comes before annihilation. So a man who has ill intentions for a woman will isolate her so that no one can hear her cries or her screams. So it's always a red flag if a man tell you he don't want you talking to your best friend all the time. He don't want you talking to your mom all the time. He don't want you talking to your family all the time. Because what we have to learn as men is that we should want our woman to have a tribe and to have friends and to have family, because that equals strength. And that also equals health in her emotionally and spiritually, and it builds up her well-being. And what we have to learn as men is when to shine a light to our woman about someone who is toxic and who is taking advantage of her. But it has to really make sense and have some backing, and not just be from jealousy or insecurity or from control. And so a lot of times what we do as men, and women do this as well, what we do as humans is we will try to get our partner or spouse to cut off or distance themselves from friends and family so that we can have all of them, because we are insecure or codependent. And you have to be aware of that. And I used to be like that. And I had to grow through that. And I had to learn that I was insecure. And I had to realize that that's codependency, that I should want my woman to have a tribe, because that's health. And then when I became healthy and I became a real man and I became confident, then that's when I was able to realize and understand the error of my ways. But what pushed me to understanding that is my wife not reinforcing toxic grown boy behavior. She called it out and she let me know I won't tolerate that. So then I had to look myself in the mirror and I had to address myself and I had to question myself and I had to confront myself. And then I had to ask myself, do I want to lose this woman who is doing something that no other woman has ever done? And that's challenge me by holding me accountable. And so a lot of men call accountability disrespect. And that's because he's a weak man, meaning he's an insecure man. And he doesn't understand that accountability is actually love and respect. Because what it's doing is challenging him to be better. But he, as a grown boy, will call it disrespect or undermining him or belittling him. And he wants to be able to remain in his toxicity and in his grown boy behavior. So, hey, this was going to be a Q&A, but the Holy Spirit took it elsewhere. But my voice weak now, so I got to go ahead and go because I'm fasting today, and I haven't, and I'm not fasting for religious reasons. So that's why I'm saying that I'm fasting, because when you fast for religious reasons, you ain't supposed to wear it on your forehead. I'm fasting just metabolic healthiness, and because I'm getting ready to go out of town, and I know my body gonna be taking on different carbs and foods and stuff like that, beverages. So I'm trying to go ahead and clear up and be actually have an appetite, because I had some oxtail yesterday and some dumpling and some cabbage and some rice. I'm still full from yesterday. Ate them 2 plates. But hey, y'all need to tap into the power of fasting. And if you need to, and if you're praying with it and all that, good, journaling, what have you. But y'all need to be, water fast. If you got health issues, then obviously I'm not talking to you. You got a certain thing going on, understand that, use common sense. But we got to get metabolically healthy, got to do better. And now that I'm learning this and I'm experiencing metabolic health and realizing how that is so connected to my mental health and realizing how much more emotionally intelligent I've become, the healthier I become. Now I'm realizing the connection and I more understand the saying everything affects everything. And we don't think about that a lot of times. And we wonder, why am I depressed? Why am I unfulfilled? Why am I angry? Why am I snappy? You got to look at, how are you eating? How are you sleeping? And what are you consuming? Your eyes and your ears, your conversation, and all of those things. But hey, God bless y'all. If you missed any of this, go back, listen to it. For the super chats, thank y'all for those of y'all who sent a blessing in there. Sorry I ain't get to answer no questions. Marietta and Michelle. And welcome to the new members. God bless you. And more precious than Ruby. We'll talk about that another time. More precious than Ruby. But yeah, you got a point there. That could be the case. Could be. May very well be. May very well be. Thank you to Queen L. Y'all forgive me. Ear itching. Somebody must be talking about me. No, I ain't superstition. And that was no super chat. God bless you for the old blessings now. And thank you to whoever, to those that sent me a cash out. That's a show enough blessing. That's a show enough blessing. But God bless you, and we will be in touch. Let's see here. Oh,